Alright guys, this weekend got two big games, one for the Longhorns, one for the Cowboys, so I decided, hey, why not? Let's put them together in one video. So first off, I'm going to take the Texas Longhorns going up against our old Southwestern Conference rivals, Arkansas Razorbacks. Guys, this should be a blowout for Texas. Arkansas is not that good this year. I believe they played Western Illinois in their first game, won by 4, and they beat Yale Monroe last week with a last-second touchdown. Texas, on the other hand, has blown out FAU, and we've blown out UTEP. In all realistic, looking at the game, Texas should win by huge numbers. I mean, they don't have Darren McFadden or Felix Jones anymore, and last season, both those guys contributed 70% of the Arkansas offense. Those guys are gone, and you can definitely see the effect. They're in a rebuilding stage with Petrino, who could possibly leave in the middle of the season. And they got Casey Dick as their quarterback. I give Arkansas this chance. Arkansas is a lot like the Aggies. Now, don't take offense to that. I know that's offensive, but listen. A lot like the Aggies in the sense that they hate the Texas Longhorns. I know personally, like Aggies, I've lived around Arkansas fans as well. They hate the Texas Longhorns. And, you know, with college ball, you know, in the NFL, it doesn't really translate as much because players move back and forth. But when you go to a team like Arkansas, you hate Texas. Just like when you go to Texas, you hate Oklahoma, you go to Texas A&M, you hate Texas, so on and so forth. And I give them this sense that if Texas comes into this game Saturday and acts like they're going to roll over this team rather than just doing it, Arkansas can come and bite you. Because there's a lot of passion, a lot of football history there, and those guys who signed on to play for Arkansas know that as well. The talent level for Texas is so much higher than Arkansas right now. We should win in a landslide, and that's what I'm expecting to see. But in the back of my mind, I keep thinking Arkansas could show up for one game out of the season, and for my luck and for the rest of Austin's luck, it would be against us. I will say Arkansas does have another chance throwing the football. If Texas has a weakness this year, it's our secondary. We got, I think, all freshmen back there except for Beasley and I'm trying to think of who else. But I think other than Beasley, it's mostly just freshmen back there, and you can definitely see through our first two games. Teams have not been scoring a lot. You know, FAU got 10, UTEP got 13, but look at their passing yardage. It's in the 200s, 300s on us because we give up yards, and we did this last season where we would hold teams out of the end zone, the lesser teams out of the end zone, but they would move the ball on us. We get into the Big 12 playing Oklahoma, Missouri, Tech, Kansas. We can't do that. If we let teams just get down the field, those teams are good enough to finish the job. So, with Arkansas coming to town, I want to see our secondary step up, make some plays on the ball, and really take this game over in the first quarter and kind of rout it at the end. I know there's going to be a huge Arkansas fan base there. I know for me personally, I looked at this game on the schedule a couple years back, and I was like, man, I cannot wait to see this game. It's kind of a letdown this season coming into the game anyways, with Arkansas not really being the top program that I was expecting to be. But, hey, they may prove me wrong. I hope not. But, hey, hook 'em horns, Texas fight this Saturday, and moving on to the next game. Monday Night Football, Dallas Cowboys versus Philadelphia Eagles. I can't wait for this game. This game, with the two performances by both teams last week, this game is even bigger than it usually is with Dallas and Philly. And personally, I do think that this is going to be a battle all year for NFC supremacy between these two teams. The Giants definitely will make their run, but I think at the end of the year, it's going to be between these two teams. And, you know, it's going to be fun, and it's not going to be easy for Dallas. I'm not going to come here and sit here and say Dallas is going to roll Philadelphia. I'd love it. You know, last year I said that, and we did roll them, so maybe it's a good sign if I try to give Philly a little bit of respect. But I've been watching some videos, watching some Eagles fans talk and stuff, and talking about beating the Rams. Now, I gave them props in my last video about beating the Rams, saying, hey, it's a bad team, Eagles are a good team, and they took care of business. But do not use your performance against the Eagles to wager how you're going to well against the Cowboys. All right, you won 38-3. Last year, Dallas beat the Rams 35-7. And actually, if you want to really get into technical terms with it, Dallas' defense held them out of the end zone the entire game. The only points they scored was Dante Hall on a kickoff return. So really, we pulled the shutout if you want to look at defense and try to get technical about being the Rams, but that's not really what I'm getting to. Also, about the Cleveland win, a lot of Eagles fans are saying, well, Romo had all day. He was just sitting there. I could have played quarterback, but I had all day. You want to know why he had all day? Tony Romo is not the whole team. He's my boy. I love him. Tony Romo's not the whole team. You got to have an offensive line. So when you sit here and tell me Tony Romo had all day, I say, look at that offensive line and give them some props. Now, are we going to face a better pass rush coming from Philadelphia? Definitely. But this offensive line, I believe, can hold against that. We've got the biggest offensive line, and just size does not help, but these guys can move their feet. I like to watch them play. You know, a lot of times when people like to follow the football, a lot of times when the ball is snapped, I like to look at the offensive line and see who's doing their job. You know, Proctor came in for Kozar. He had a couple mistakes, but he took care of business as well. You've got Leonard Davis, who is just a straight-up beast. Flozell Adams, when he stays on sides, can't be stopped. Gerard is one of the best centers other than snapping, but blocking-wise, he's really good. So I say, when you tell me Romo had all day, I say, look at the offensive line. That's what wins you championships, offensive lines and the defense. Now, I want to see some more sacks from the defense. We got a lot of pressure on Derek Anderson. A lot of times, Ware got him a sack and whatnot. We're going to have to do that against McNabb. All the props in the world to Don McNabb right now. A healthy McNabb is a dangerous McNabb. We've seen that before as Cowboys fans. He played well last week. He is not going to put those same numbers up against Dallas in Dallas. So we're going to see what happens. I say Dallas is going to win, of course. Maybe pull away in the fourth quarter because we've got too many weapons for Romo. If you give us that time, the Eagles can't, Dawkins can't cover everybody. T.O., Creighton, and of course Witten, who had like 96 yards last game, just standing in the middle of the field. As I say, Cleveland's better. Cleveland is worse than Philadelphia, but Dallas will prove on Monday why they're the best team, not only NFC, but in the NFL. Guys, it's going to be a great week of games. For post-game analysis after the Arkansas game, you may have to wait till Monday because this is still at my computer. I'm not going to try to use it up for everybody. I want to use it whenever it's available. So may have to wait till Monday, win or lose for the Arkansas. And after the Monday night game, maybe Monday night, maybe Wednesday at the latest for a post-game on that game. All right, guys. Texas Longhorn fans, we've got Arkansas coming up. I'll be in the building chanting, hooking them horns. And then on Monday, I won't get to be at the game, guys. All you Cowboys fans, you guys have a great time at the tailgate. With school and everything, it's going to be really hard to get to the game, so I'm not going to get to go this season. I'll try to go to one other game this year, but it's not going to be this week. So all you guys, stay safe, have a great time, talk some crap to an Eagles fan for me, and you guys have a great time at the game. And for everybody else, enjoy them on TV, and how about them Cowboys?